for his supreme merit of compiling them. The reason for suffering lies in the pursuit of the wrong things. Rather than blaming others for your suffering, it is better to acknowledge your own lack of cultivation. If you don't trouble yourself, others will never be able to trouble you. Your own inner self is the obstacle. Focus on disciplining yourself rather than trying to control others. Not forgiving others and not being lenient causes suffering for yourself. Instead of being dissatisfied with others, you should reflect on yourself. Dissatisfaction with others causes suffering to yourself. All evil deeds are illusions, do not belittle yourself. All good deeds are also illusions, do not be arrogant. Those lacking in blessings often hear gossip and complaints, those with sufficient blessings rarely hear such things. Cultivation requires constant, gradual effort. One cannot achieve enlightenment through favorable conditions alone. Always be grateful to those who bring you adversity. Accept your fate at all times because you are human. Always forgive others. 181 Guidelines for Buddhist Practice, Part 1. Author unknown. Translation edited by Chinyu. I put these 181 pieces of wisdom from Buddhist into the self-improvement section of the chapter of self-improvement and self-cultivation to express gratitude to the anonymous author for his supreme merit of compiling them. The reason for suffering lies in the pursuit of the wrong things. Rather than blaming others for your suffering, it is better to acknowledge your own lack of cultivation. If you don't trouble yourself, others will never be able to trouble you. Your own inner self is the obstacle. Focus on disciplining yourself rather than trying to control others. Not forgiving others and not being lenient causes suffering for yourself. Instead of being dissatisfied with others, you should reflect on yourself. Dissatisfaction with others causes suffering to yourself. All evil deeds are illusions, do not belittle yourself. All good deeds are also illusions, do not be arrogant. Those lacking in blessings often hear gossip and complaints, those with sufficient blessings rarely hear such things. Cultivation requires constant, gradual effort. One cannot achieve enlightenment through favorable conditions alone. Always be grateful to those who bring you adversity. Accept your fate at all times because you are human. Always forgive others, no matter how bad they are or how much they have hurt you. Only by letting go can you find true happiness. Learning Buddhism is a matter of conscience, not for others to see. When you are happy, remember that this happiness is not eternal. When you are in pain, remember that this pain is also not eternal. To change others, you must first understand, subdue, and change yourself. Today's attachment will lead to tomorrow's regret. You can have love, but do not be attached to it, as separation is inevitable. Do not waste your life on things you will inevitably regret. Whenever you let go, you will be free of trouble. True asceticism is achieved when the mind is free of distinctions. The first principle of learning Buddhism is to never focus on others' faults. By focusing on others' faults, you only pollute yourself and hinder your own practice. If you notice others' mistakes and grievances every day, you should quickly repent. This is practice. Those with deep karmic obstacles spend their days focusing on others' faults and flaws. True practitioners never focus on others' mistakes and defects. Every wound is a form of maturation. It is not pitiable to be confused, it is most pitiable to be unaware of your own confusion. Arrogant people can be saved, but those who are self-deprecating cannot. Do not pity others too much, pity yourself more. How much do you understand life despite your practice? The world is inherently full of suffering, with no exceptions. When you are troubled, remind yourself that everything is an illusion. What are you troubled about? Before learning Buddhism, nothing seems right. After learning Buddhism, everything seems to fall into place. Tolerate those with differing opinions, it makes life easier. If you constantly try to change them, you will suffer. Learn to endure and accept them. Acknowledging your own greatness is the same as acknowledging your ignorance. Practice is about correcting one's erroneous perceptions. A doctor cannot cure someone who is destined to die, just as the Buddha cannot save those without karmic connection. If you cannot forgive others from the heart, you will never find peace of mind. A person who is filled with their own views and thoughts will never hear the voice of others. Destroying a person can be done with a single word, but nurturing a person requires 1,000 words. Please be gentle with your words. When advising others, if you disregard their self-esteem, even the best advice will be ineffective. Do not mix arrogance with your wisdom. Do not let your humility lack wisdom. There is no need to turn back to see who is cursing you. If a mad dog bites you, are you going to stoop down and bite it back? Envying others does not bring any benefit to yourself, nor does it diminish others' achievements. Never waste a single moment thinking about people you dislike. Many people, when leaving this world, utter the same lament, how helpless and desolate this world is. Falling in love is not a charity that can be given away casually. Emotions have no formulas, no principles, and no logic to follow. Yet, people persist and pursue it until their last breath. Speak your dissatisfaction and grievances with compassion and a gentle attitude, making it easier for others to accept. Those who create opportunities are brave. Those who wait for opportunities are foolish. Being able to speak but not act is not true wisdom. Pay more attention to how others speak and refrain from rushing to express your own views. Why fill a bottle with poison when it can hold something beneficial? Similarly, why let your mind be filled with troubles when it can be filled with positivity? What we cannot obtain always seems beautiful, but once we deeply understand it, we often find it is not as wonderful as we imagined. In this world, there is only diplomacy, not perfection. Practice requires patience, contentment with simplicity, and finding joy in solitude. Living another day is a blessing and should be cherished. When I cried for not having shoes, I realized some people do not even have feet. Paying more attention to others means less attention for self-reflection. Do you understand? Don't always keep your eyes so wide open. Let me ask you, 100 years from now, what will be yours? To understand worldly conflicts and calamities, listen to the sound of the butcher's door at midnight. Do not just complain about your own illnesses and disasters, also observe how many lives have perished under your blade. Resentment towards others is a significant loss for yourself. Everyone has life, but not everyone understands or cherishes it. For those who do not understand life, it is a form of punishment. Those who think they possess wealth are actually possessed by wealth. Attachment to emotions is the source of suffering. Letting go of attachments will bring freedom. Taking things as they are is not about being passive or complacent, but about doing what you can and accepting what you cannot control. Do not be overly certain of your own views, as this will reduce regret. When you are honest with yourself, no one in the world can deceive you. Using means that harm others to cover up your own flaws is shameful. People in the world must be accountable to the law. Practitioners must be accountable to the law of cause and effect. When you are poor, offer your physical efforts in service, such as cleaning, watering, or moving things. This is also a form of giving. A person who is full of jealousy, lacks honesty, and speaks unkindly cannot be considered a person with a proper appearance. Quietly caring for and blessing others is a form of intangible giving. Tell more jokes and approach life with humor, this will make life easier. The way to interact with others is through boundless tolerance. Do not attempt to guess others' thoughts without wisdom and experience, it often leads to mistakes. To understand a person, simply check if their starting point and destination are the same, this reveals their sincerity. The truth of life is hidden in the mundane and flavorless. Not bathing and applying perfume will not make you smell good. Reputation and honor come from genuine talent and virtue. True virtue naturally emits fragrance. Instead of rejecting established facts, it is better to accept them. This is called accepting fate. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas only bless those who are willing to help themselves. Adversity is a necessary process for growth. Those who bravely face adversity will see their lives flourish. Be grateful to those who point out your faults. 181 Guidelines for Buddhist Practice, Part 2. Author unknown. Those who merely praise and admire us are not true teachers. The real wise ones are those who can point out our mistakes, guide us in the right direction, and help us improve. It is through them that we can truly progress. What you currently have will become someone else's upon your death, so why not give it to those who truly need it now? Practicing for the sake of praise is like a flower trampled underfoot. Living a day in vain, doing nothing, is like committing theft. Being able to humble oneself is true nobility. Making many connections means not hurting anyone. Silence is the best response to slander. Respecting others is a way to dignify yourself. Having a selfless heart means having everything. Hatred can never resolve hatred, only compassion can resolve hatred. This is an eternal truth. Accepting fate is better than complaining. For unchangeable facts, accepting fate is the best solution. Do not let the delusion of others trouble you, and do not let their ignorance cause you suffering. If others speak ill of you, do not get angry or upset. If they speak well of you, do not be overly pleased. There is good within the bad and bad within the good. It depends on how you use it. Even if you are clearly in the right, yet others adamantly claim you are wrong, you should still seek their forgiveness. The essence of practice lies in enduring all things and advancing in spite of apparent unfairness. Even when you are undeniably correct, seeking forgiveness from others is a part of the practice. When your mistakes are revealed, do not lose your temper. Arguing or complaining will not hide or overcome your flaws. Do not always feel unfortunate. There are many more suffering people in the world than you. The foolish person always wants others to understand him. The wise person works hard to understand himself. If you always consider others to be right and yourself wrong, you will have fewer worries. Coming into this world is incidental, but leaving is inevitable. Therefore, you must remain constant in the face of change, and adapt to change while remaining constant. Compassion is your best weapon. Only by facing reality can you transcend reality. Conscience is the most impartial judge. You can deceive others, but you can never deceive your own conscience. Those who do not know how to love themselves cannot love others. Studying Buddhism is essentially learning how to be a person. When a virtuous person practices wrong methods, the wrong methods become correct. When a wicked person practices correct methods, the correct methods become wicked. Everything is created by the mind. Sometimes we need to calmly ask ourselves what we are pursuing and why we are living. Do not distance yourself from close friends over minor disputes, nor forget great kindnesses over minor grievances. Being brave and accepting others' criticism helps adjust your own shortcomings. Be grateful for what you have and for what you do not have. Compassion is to always consider others' perspectives and to act for their benefit. Learning Buddhism is not about seeking solace in death, but about living freely and transcending in the present moment. The Buddha never forces others to do what they dislike. He only teaches what is good and what is bad. Good and evil are for oneself to choose, and life is for oneself to manage. Letting go means removing your discriminative mind, sense of right and wrong, gain and loss, and attachment. Speak without hostility or harm. Do not boast about your own abilities, and do not broadcast the faults of others. This will naturally turn enemies into friends. Those who frequently point out others' faults are often not good themselves, as they do not take the time to reflect on their own behavior. Disputes arise every day. If you don't listen, they naturally disappear. Disputes arise every day. Even if you don't listen, they still exist. Disputes arise every day, what will you do about it? True giving is to let go of your worries, anxieties, discriminations, and attachments. If you truly love someone, you must tolerate their flaws. To overcome the fear of death, you must accept the concept that everyone in the world will eventually die. Of all the patients, doctors find it hardest to treat themselves. Of all sentient beings, those who are self-righteous are the hardest to save. A donkey will never become a fine horse no matter how good the grass it eats. Similarly, practicing with attachment and discrimination, no matter how diligent, will not lead to enlightenment. Those who understand the eternal truth will not grieve over birth and death, as these are inevitable. Even though you may dislike someone, if you can still recognize their strengths and virtues, such a person with such cultivation is truly rare in this world. If you can let everything be as it is, you are truly free in this world. Always tell yourself, I am the happiest person because I have encountered the Dharma, there is no other happiness besides this. If you can repeat, I do not need to worry about this small matter, 21 times each day, you will find an incredible strength within yourself. Try it, it is very effective. 181 Guidelines for Buddhist Practice, Part 2. Author unknown. Those who merely praise and admire us are not true teachers. The real wise ones are those who can point out our mistakes, guide us in the right direction, and help us improve. It is through them that we can truly progress. What you currently have will become someone else's upon your death, so why not give it to those who truly need it now? Practicing for the sake of praise is like a flower trampled underfoot. Living a day in vain, doing nothing, is like committing theft. Being able to humble oneself is true